and welcome. We got some new subscribers, so welcome, guys. Catch you guys up a little bit. I know it's been a minute for those of you who follow me. I'll tell you, I'm gonna have a message for the new guys coming out here in a minute, but just let me give you guys a quick update. I went out for about 6 weeks and I finally made it home, had a nice visit home, but I had so much to do after building up for 6 weeks. I didn't get a lot of it done, and so it wasn't very restful. It took me 2 days once I got back on the road to get rested, and so I've been out. Freight is good at ATS. I've been making good. I've brought home after taxes $2,000 in the past 2 weeks, so that's a lot. Normally I might be grossing 1,800 to 20 to 2,000 a week, but the last few weeks have been really good. So I decided, I don't know if I decided or they decided for me, but that one thing I was looking to do from Plainfield, Indiana, out Midwest, I don't think they wanted me to do it because I was going to have home time every 2 weeks, and it had to be taken in Indianapolis, which I could have made work, but they said it was going to pay me a little less than what I was looking for, and I thought, it doesn't sound like that's a good fit for me because it's going to cost me, every other week when I would go home, I was going to fly home to Georgia to see my wife and family, and that was actually going to end up costing me more, so it really didn't seem to be the right thing. A buddy of mine is supposed to get the account and go on it, and he said that his guy said that no, it was supposed to pay more. So I don't know if they told me it wasn't going to pay as much because they really wanted to deter me, and they must have thought that was the deciding factor, which, you know, I'm out here to make a living. I'm not out here for fun. Early on it was just for fun, but now this is a job. So we'll see how that goes. I'll keep in touch with this guy and see how the runs go and all that. But what I've decided to do, I said to my dispatch, go ahead and put me back on. Go ahead and put me back on over the road then, because the Target deal up in Minneapolis was kind of it was kind of slowing down. They didn't want to keep me on it because I'm so far away. By the time I come home, do my home time and go back, it's 2 weeks. So it really was designed better for dedicated people who are closer to the Minneapolis area. And that was fine because I didn't think I would like the dedicated, but it definitely was easy money. And for the time being, I was fine with it. But I went up and down the East Coast, and after 2 years, you know, we're kind of like a forced dispatch, but it's kind of soft forced dispatch. I got one load that was sending me back into near Jersey City, and I just said, no, I'm not doing it. And so instead of putting it on the e-log, I said, I'm gonna call them. And I said, no, I don't go there. I said, I got PTSD from hearing gunshots last time I was there when I was with Metropolitan. And I heard gunshots the night I was sitting there. Slept outside the gate. It was a rough area. And I just didn't feel like going there. I was even anxious just thinking about, even though I said I wasn't going to go, I was anxious the whole night, just remembering that. So that's just me. And they said, no problem. So I was like, well, that's cool. So what I'm doing now is the household goods. They have put me on a dedicated household goods, which is going to be interesting. It pays very well. I'm sitting here just about 60 miles south of the Canadian border up in New York. I'm in an area, I think it's called Mexico. I'm in Mexico, New York, which is not even on the south border of New York. It's on the north border. But I'm going up to Fort Drum, and I've got somebody's load of household goods. I've got his name on the back packet, but they don't have an address for me yet. So I sat for 2 days here in the truck stop. It's just a random truck stop, in a household goods, you have to the way they get paid is by weight. So you have to have a scale ticket. You have to have one empty, and then you have to go to the same one and weigh it. My alarm went off. You have to go up and weigh it. When you get up to the destination, you got to weigh it full, and then when you get unloaded, then you got to go weigh it empty, and then they take the difference, and it's got to be at the same scale that you weigh at, both coming and going. So you got to be within 50 miles. And right now I'm within 48 miles of Fort Drum, and I couldn't find a certified scale any closer. So I hope they'll work that out. The military charges the company $400 if they don't get a weigh ticket. So it's like, wow. So I definitely want to do the right thing there. So I'm supposed to go home next weekend. I was just going to try to stay out 3 weeks. They want you to stay out 6 weeks at a time. And this is what brings me to my, I don't know, I want to share with the new drivers. The guys who've been out here that follow me, that have been driving for a while, they already know about this. I didn't know it. I just experienced it. But there's mental fatigue that kind of creeps up on you. And when I was out for 6 weeks, I think I finally experienced true mental fatigue. And everybody's different with what they can handle mentally. So if somebody says, oh geez, 6 weeks, that's nothing. Well, mentally, that's good for them. They can stay out 6 months. It's fine with me. That's them. My situation was I had a lot going on with the business that I have, and I have a lot of things that were kind of stacking up that I needed to do at home. I finally ended up getting a lawn care service to just start taking care of the lawn because I've been gone so long. I don't want my wife having to mess with that. So I got that taken care of. And when I got home, normally I go through all the bills, and I had 3 stacks of bills. I was like, oh my gosh. And a lot of them was old. So most of my stuff is automatic payment. And it just was, I was just stressed out, I guess. And that affects your mood. It affects your just your attitude and everything. And I thought, man, I told my wife, I said, I don't want to say I was depressed, but I felt like I was not in a good place, and that's probably why I haven't been hopping on. But I'm feeling better about it now. So don't know if I'm going to go home this weekend or not. I'm going to take this load, get unloaded up there, then they're going to see what the next load is. So my thoughts are hopefully that they'll have another household good load that will go down to the south part of the East Coast, because there's a lot of military bases up and down the East Coast, but they're all over the United States. And I like the idea of being able to go everywhere. Right now I've just been going up and down the East Coast, and it's all right. I've been doing it so much, it's not so bad. But anybody who drives knows that, when you go along the East Coast, especially the Northeast Coast, you don't get to drive. I mean, you'll average 50 miles an hour sometimes because of traffic, construction, and weather and all that stuff. So, if you get paid by the mile, that's one thing that's good about ATS is you get percentage load, which now has moved from 24 to 28%, or I've been here over a year, so I get 52 cents a load, 52 cents a mile. When you first start, it's 50 cents a mile, but they've jumped up to 28% of the load, and they bumped up their pay. I'm like at 54, but I'm averaging 68, 69 cents a mile now, and I'm a company driver, so it's all good. And they've changed if you do have to do layover, if it's 24 hours, meaning they didn't have a load for you, or for whatever reason you couldn't run, they'll compensate you $150 for that, and that's good. That's a lot easier, because you're going to spend around $50 sometimes sitting around at a truck stop over the weekend between a couple dinners here. I don't have a refrigerator by choice. I don't pack all my groceries. I like to get out of the damn truck and go get something to eat. So anyway, so that's where I'm at. The thing is the mental part of it, guys. You gotta go home when you gotta go home. If you gotta, like, my heart goes out to those young drivers that have kids at home. And for you guys, if you're OTR and you got kids at home, 2 or 3 weeks out would be the most I would recommend you to go out, so that you can be a part of their life. Because if I stay out 6 weeks, I'll be coming home 9 times a month. 9 times a year. Being home 9 times a year that's not a good thing. Even when I was going out 4 weeks at a time, that's only home between about 11 times a year. And that's not too good when you're trying to raise a family. So I'm an empty nester. My kids are grown, and one's getting ready to do their master's, and the other one's already out of school. And so my wife and I have a good arrangement where we're both pretty independent, and we stay in touch on the phone, and it's worked out. But I have to get better mentally prepared if I'm going to stay out 6 weeks at a time. So do yourself a favor, and if you feel like they want you out more weeks than you're willing to be out based on what you have to do with your home life, ATS is very good about getting you home when you need to be home. I will say that they've been very good to me. So it would be a hard place to leave. I would like to be home more often, possibly in the near future, because of my business. And but I'm going to see how the household goods goes for a while. The toughest part about that is just going into a neighborhood with a semi truck, and it's a no-touch moving storage van is what I am. They have a crew that comes in and loads and unloads, and all I have to do is fold the blankets, and anybody can do that. When I first got the truck, they said, go to this place, and I've been there before. They said, you need to have 250 blankets, and I opened the back of the trailer, and the trailer was completely empty. I'm like, uh-oh. I said, I don't like to look at this. So I found another trailer that had a dump load of blankets in there, and I was like, oh man, I gotta fold the blanket, move the blanket, stack the blanket, and then strap the blanket, the stack of blankets. And so I thought, well, I negotiated them to pay me $125. That's 50 cents a blanket, and I took that money and had cash on me. I believe you should always have cash out here because I got cash, and I paid a couple guys to help me who were movers, and they taught me a couple tricks of the trade. So they did, us three moved the blankets in a couple hours, and I backed the trailer up right where I needed to make it easy. We opened all the doors. That was smart of him. He opened all the doors so the air was good. It was 90 degrees out, but it wasn't really too hot because there was a little bit of airflow the way we set it up. So it all worked out. So getting in the neighborhoods, getting out of the neighborhoods, and there is a lot of wait. You sit and wait, but they pay you for it. So the tough part is you'll sit there after the whole day, and then you got to go. Then you got to leave, and it's usually, in the afternoon towards the evening. And if I can't drive a full night, we have new tablets too. And the only good thing about those tablets is they have Copilot on it. And I used to use that years ago, and Copilot's a pretty good GPS system. So I got three GPSs in my truck now, and it's always nice when at least two of them agree with each other on where to go. But when you get one that has 3 different turns that are coming up, then you got to really throw the dice and see which one's going to be the best one to take. So it seems to work out. Everything else is going fine. I will stay in touch with you more often if I can. I do know that there's still too many people wearing masks in my opinion. But to each your own. If you think that mask is helping you, then put that mask on. But a lot of the people are wearing it out of habit or just because they don't want to bump any waves. But I challenge anybody to keep your mask in your pocket, and if you get told you got to wear a mask, then put it on. You'll be surprised on how many times that nobody says anything. I haven't worn one, but a handful of times. To me, the mask works great when you're cleaning out the back of your trailer, keep all that dust out. But as far as a pandemic, I don't know. I think a lot of you guys are probably on the same page where there's something's going on and it ain't right. Everything's upside down. What's left is right. What's down is up. I don't like what I see going on, but I think it's about to turn around. So, like I say, challenge yourself. Take your mask off. Go in about your business, and you'd be surprised. They won't say anything. You guys take care. Have a good time. We'll talk to you soon. Later.